kill 6 worshippers in KB Mosque. Governor Makinde approves 3 billion naira monthly for gratuity payments. Relatives of suspected ISIL fighters flee facility in northern Syria. Good evening and welcome to News Around the World. My name is Afolakemi Akobi, and at the sign language corner I have Korede Oluleye. Suspected Lakurawa terrorists have attacked mosque in Dandangunwan community, Mayama local government area of Kebbi State, killing 6 worshippers and injuring 3 others in what security authorities described as a reprisal attack following a failed ambush on a military convoy. The gunmen stormed the mosque on Wednesday evening while worshippers were observing prayers and opened fire indiscriminately. Confirming the incident, the police public relations officer in Kebbi State, Bashiru Usman, said the attack was carried out in retaliation for an earlier confrontation with the troops of the Nigerian army. According to him, the chain of events began on February 24 when the general officer commanding 8th Division of and Commander Sector 2 Operation Fansan Yamma Bengan Kuna came under attack while traveling to visit frontline troops deployed in the state. He added that 5 worshippers died from gunshot wounds sustained during the mosque attack, while 3 others suffered varying degrees of injuries and were evacuated to nearby medical facilities for treatment. The Ondo State Police Command has launched an investigation into Wednesday's attack on a church in Ondo State where 5 worshippers were abducted. Appearing on television's program today, the Ondo State Commissioner of Police, Adebowale Lawal, said the identities of the perpetrators and their motive would be revealed after investigations are concluded. Armed men reportedly stormed the church, a branch of the Celestial Church of Christ, at about 1 a.m. while a service was ongoing, and abducted the worshippers, taking them to an unknown destination. The police commissioner disclosed that residents have been advised against organizing religious activities at night. He acknowledged that there is freedom of worship, but noted that the current security situation does not support night services. Organized labor in the Federal Public Service has issued a Friday deadline to the federal government demanding the immediate release of funds to settle 3 months outstanding wage awards and other pending allowances owed to workers across ministries, departments, and agencies. The leadership of the Joint National Public Service Negotiating Council trade union side convened the ultimatum in a letter addressed to the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, warning that a failure to meet the February 27, 2026 deadline would compel the 8 unions in the civil service to take decisive action. The unions accused the government of withholding funds meant for workers, alleging that relevant agencies were prepared to process payments once the Ministry of Finance released the required funds. The wage award dispute, which has persisted for over 2 years, followed the federal government's approval of a 70,000 naira minimum wage after the removal of fuel subsidy. Labor leaders stated that although partial payments were made after sustained pressure, 3 months remain unpaid since July 2024, heightening tension within the federal workforce. We'll take our first commercial break. Please stay with us.
Germs always find a way back.
So disinfect your kitchen every day with Hypo.
Hypo, go Hypo. Protect your home every day with Hypo.
No grief. Protect every day with Hypo.
Hypo, go Hypo.
With Nivea Dry Deo, you can keep moving forward in life with confidence. Nivea Dry Deo. Derma 72-hour active protection against sweat and odor with 0% alcohol to prevent irritation. Stay dry and fresh all day long. Skin is for moving forward, Nivea is for skin. Your favorite Nivea Deo, now in a smaller pack size.
In today's fast-paced world, staying ahead demands peak performance from our bodies.
Like never before, our bodies need an optimum supply of essential nutrients, and Supermalt supports our daily nutritional needs.
Supermalt has 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and natural extracts for overall health and wellness. One Supermalt a day gives you energy and vitality, improves your mental performance, and supports your immunity.
Glad to know you're still there. The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has increased the monthly payments for the clearance of backlog and current gratuities of the state workforce from 1 billion naira to 3 billion naira. The governor made the announcement at the 12th Omitutun Ramadan lecture held at the Ibadan North Local Government Motor Park, Agodi Gates, Ibadan. Governor's Office correspondent Olale Konsulaiman has the details.
The 12th edition of the Omitutun Ramadan lecture attracted Muslim Ummah, religious leaders, politicians, and traditional rulers from across the state. Dignitaries at the event included the Olubadan of Ibadan land and the chairman of the occasion, Oba Rashidi Adiwolu Ladoja, among other prominent personalities. In his address, the state governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, used the occasion to disclose the level of work completed at the Ladoke Akintola International Airport, pledging that necessary facilities will be put in place to ensure smooth airlifting of Oyo State pilgrims directly from Ibadan to Saudi Arabia on May 3rd and 4th, 2026.
During Imperial Titiwa, we've been at this for 6 years, almost 7 years. I mean, Shijula Walwambi. Okay, one big data you have for me, but this is the position. Nínú backlog, at 25 billion. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn tí wọ́n retire during our own watch àti jẹ wọ́n ní about 30 billion. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, aláṣẹ ní pé tá a bá fi lè kúrò níjọba ní èní, ohun tí wọ́n máa sọ ní pé 30 billion ní ìjọba Ṣèyí Mákindé jẹ sílẹ̀. By May 29, 2027, àti backlog o àtàwọn tí wọ́n retire during our own period o, it must be zero for the next administration. Takbir. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
While appreciating the prayers and support he has received from Muslim community in the state, the governor announced the donation of 1 bus each to 7 selected mosques across 7 zones of the state to support propagation of Islam. Also in his magnanimity, Governor Makinde announced a gift of an SUV to the guest lecturer Sheikh Jamiu Ajadi Sanusi Amiolong in recognition of his contributions to the 12th Ramadan lecture. In his sermon, Sheikh Amiolong commended the developmental strides of the Makinde administration, while cautioning the governor against sycophants who may not speak the truth to him. He also lauded the prevailing peaceful atmosphere in the state and urged residents to remain content with whatever Allah has bestowed upon them.
Láti yá àwọn pensioners lówó lọ́yọ̀ state pensioner ọ̀yàwó tí wọ́n tó fẹ́ ya lówó gan mà ní dájú wípé owó tó gbẹ̀mí lé tí ó fi san ò ní dé lásìkò ìjọ tẹ̀yìn ti débẹ̀ kíjọba kó máa sanwó oṣù fóṣìṣẹ́ 23, 24, 25 of each month kàyéfì lélẹ́yà nílẹ̀ kò sí ẹni tó lọ́wọ́.
their separate goodwill messages, the Olubadan of Ibadan land, Oba Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja, a former Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly, Senator Monsura Sumonu, the Are Musulumi of Yoruba land, Edo and Delta, Alhaji Dawood Makanjuola, and the Chairman of the State Elders Council, Ambalogun of Ogbomoso, Dr. Saka Balogun, praised the governor for his magnanimity towards Islam. They stressed the need for love, unity, and collective commitment among residents to further advance development of the state. Delivering the vote of thanks, the Deputy Governor of Oyo State, Barrister Bayo Lawal, expressed appreciation to the Muslim Ummah for their steadfast support for Governor Makinde, describing the Ramadan lecture as a spiritually uplifting program that served as a period of reflection and renewal for participants in the post-Ramadan season. Special prayers were later offered for the governor and the state by Sheikh Farouk Onikijipa, Olalekan Sulaiman, BCOS News.
A timeout. Please stay with us.
Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains calcium. So, no need to add milk for that rich, creamy cup, which helps to nourish your kids.
Alright, everyone, no put your ears, make we talk. Time don't reach to rearrange his house to give us small wisdom. Shots might be fresh now, but you know, I beg no be so. Before I go talk, say our smell no reach. Make not think I'm twice so. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world?
Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection unlocks 24 hours cavity defense. The formula boost with calcium for lifelong smiles.
Mom, it's a time to brush. No more cover mouth.
Colgate for 24 hours maximum cavity protection.
Mr. Chef, it's a 2-finger crush.
Pass me the chicken and all pockets.
Mama Maka, we got this.
With Mr. Chef, a simple crush turns meals into culture and moments into memories.
This is the true taste of home
and culture.
Mr. Chef, taste home, taste culture.
This Ramadan, it's not the season to hide, it's the season to let my beauty shine. Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Lotion 5-in-1 Complete Care. Discover deep nourishment with cocoa butter, deep moisture serum, and vitamin E for long-lasting moisture and protection from dry and ashy skin without the greasy feel. Get the Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Glow this Ramadan. Skin is for always shining. Nivea is for skin.
Thank you for staying tuned. At a certain stage in life, bone health begins to decline, making bones weaker, more fragile, and susceptible to fractures. When this deterioration sets in, full restoration may be difficult or even costly. It is against this backdrop that First Health Dynamics Synergy International Limited has inaugurated a center for osteoporosis and bone health in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, to bring preventive care and specialized treatment closer to the people. Staff reporter Adibayo Abdurrafi has more.
Bones play a vital role in the human body. They form the skeletal framework that supports posture, movement, and overall body structure. Beyond providing structure, bones serves as the body's largest reservoir of essential minerals, particularly calcium, which is crucial for strength and stability. A study conducted at the University College Hospital, Ibadan, involving about 2,040 patients, revealed that while osteoporosis was not recorded in patients below the age of 40, cases of osteopenia began to emerge between ages 45 and 50. By age 60, a significant number of patients were diagnosed with osteoporosis. Medical experts stress that prevention remains better than cure. This informed the establishment of the Center for Osteoporosis and Bone Health to promote awareness, early detection, and prompt treatment of bone-related conditions. Performing the official inauguration, the Oyo State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Oluwaserimi Ajetumobi, said the facility provides elderly citizens easier access to counseling, screening, and professional support to maintain healthy bones.
You know, as we grow older, there's tendency for us to be losing some of our bones in terms of softness of bones, what they call osteopenia. And many a times when an elderly person falls, they may break their bones. So this center is actually there to be like a clinic where the elderly citizens can come. They have this test done to be able to assess the bone mineral density.
In his remarks, the Chief Executive Officer of First Health Dynamic Synergy International Limited, Professor Temitope Alonge, explained that the center was established out of his passion to see elderly Nigerians enjoy a comfortable old age free from preventable bone diseases.
When you get older and you have a lot of osteoclast eating a lot of bone, very little osteoblastic activity, and there's not enough bone formation, there's no pull in the muscle, no exercises, then they end up having a reduction in their bone mineral content. What is the end result? The bone becomes soft, osteopenia, and when it gets very soft, with every trivial fall or trivial injury, the bone is going to break. So for those ones, I compared the bottle of water to about 1/3, okay? And that is a very fragile state. So the kind of fracture they have is called fragility fractures. And where are the commonest areas that these fractures occur? They occur around the wrist, they occur in the hip, and they occur in the spine.
Highlighting the capabilities of the modern diagnostic equipment installed at the center, the radiographer in charge, Mr. Peter Oshobumi, noted that the bone testing machine emits low radiation, delivers prompt results, and can predict potential future bone complications.
Being the first of the kind in the nation is we have what we call target attenuation. It's a sort of a safe guide that the machine doesn't have to give problems pressed at a particular temperature. Then, unlike the initial machines we have in the country, we had about 3 types in the country then. This machine is the best, and especially for elderly people.
As part of activities marking the inauguration, Professor Alonge announced a 20% concession for elderly clients present at the ceremony, describing it as a demonstration of his commitment to affordable health care. Located at number 9, Moremi Street, off Are Avenue, New Bodija, Ibadan, the center offers services including bone densitometry measurement, point of care assays for calcium and vitamin D, as well as bone mineral content and bone mineral density assessments. Adebayo Abdurafi, BCOS News.
Another timeout. Please stay with us.
Germs always find a way back.
So disinfect your living room every day with Hypo.
Hypo, go Hypo. Protect your home every day with Hypo.
No green. Protect every day with Hypo.
Win your share of 3 billion naira with Nivea. 1,000 naira airtime guaranteed with every entry. Become one of 10 billionaires weekly, or win a chance to see Real Madrid live. 3 SUVs to be won. Buy any Nivea 400ml promo product, scratch and dial to enter.
You're welcome back. The executive chairman of the Broadcasting Corporation for Oyo State, Chief Mrs. Dotun Olaito, has reaffirmed the corporation's commitment to youth empowerment and community development. She gave the assurance while receiving a delegation from Junior Chambers International JCI Ibadan Elites, who paid a courtesy visit to the corporation. Our correspondent, Oyeshile Oloyede, reports.
A delegation from the JCI Ibadan elite, led by the members of its executive team, visited the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, BCOS, to explore areas of collaborations. The visit was aimed at establishing a strategic partnership, particularly to leverage media support for community development initiatives and the forthcoming JCI Nigeria National Convention scheduled for October. Speaking during the visit, the 2026 president of the JCI Ibadan elite, Ambassador Ibukunoluwa Oteshile, described JCI as a global network of young leaders between the ages of 18 and 40, operating in over 110 countries. She explains that in Nigeria, JCI functions through several local chapters, with Ibadan hosting about 7 active chapters contributing to the leadership and community advancement. Ambassador Oteshile noted that the proposed partnership with BCOS will help amplify development-focused programs and create awareness ahead of the JCI Nigeria National Convention, which is expected to attract over 1,000 young Nigerians to deliberate on societal challenges and entrepreneurial opportunities.
JCI Ibadan Elite has been graciously saddled with the responsibility to host the JCI Nigeria National Convention, which will happen in October, between the 7th to the 11th of October. That's like bringing together about 1,000 young Nigerians, over 1,000 young Nigerians together to engage and deliberate about the future of the country, what roles we can play, identify what are the trouble spots when it comes to the economy, the society, and how do we bring our voices together as young people to create positive change in our community.
Responding on behalf of the executive chairman, Mrs. Dotun Olaitan, the director of programs, Mrs. Bumi Babanumi, appreciated the delegation of the visit as she highlighted BCO's long-standing commitment to youth-focused initiative and community-based programs. While acknowledging operational and resources challenges, she reaffirmed the operations' readiness to collaborate in promoting initiatives that foster youth empowerment and societal development.
It's a wonderful organization that's bent on improving the lives of the young. So I want to say kudos to the organization, and I know that they are still going to do more. We need to catch our young ones, to catch them young, that they produce to whatever area they find themselves. If that has been, collaboration is very, very key. We want BCOS, and the young ones to see that BCOS too is impacting the lives of people through these kind of organizations. And we want our young ones, instead of not finding anything, they can do themselves through this organization.
Both parties reaffirmed their commitment to sustain collaboration in advancing community development and youth engagement. The visit ended on a positive note with expression of the confidence that the partnership will yield tangible benefits for the people of Oyo State. Oyeshile Oloyede, BCOS News.
Another timeout. Please stay with us.
Milo 3-in-1 Milky and Creamy is truly milky and contains calcium. So, no need to add milk for that rich, creamy cup, which helps to nourish your kids.
Buy any participating Coca-Cola glass or PET bottle and stand a chance to win your share of 600 million naira in cash and seriously tasty prizes. There's 2 new millionaires every single day, plus over 50 million naira in weekly prizes. It's easy. Scan the QR code. Find your unique code under the cap or tab and check to see if you've won. Coca-Cola, a recipe for wonder.
Glad to know you're still there. The Oyo State chapter of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, organized a training session focused on artificial intelligence, AI, to enhance journalists' capabilities in navigating the swiftly changing media environment. The training initiative assembled journalists from different media platforms to explore the applications, benefits, and challenges associated with AI in journalism. BCOS reporter Frances Aino covered the training held in Ibadan.
Members of the press and broadcasting industry convened for an artificial intelligence training program hosted by the Oyo State Nigerian Union of Journalists, highlighting the organization's dedication to providing its members with the necessary expertise to excel in a swiftly changing media environment. Through the strategic application of AI technologies, journalists can bolster fact-checking capabilities, refine data analysis, and elevate storytelling techniques, resulting in higher quality and broader reach of their work. During his address at the event, Prince Dotun Oyelade, the Commissioner for Information, highlighted the importance of journalists adapting to modern advancements, particularly artificial intelligence, to improve their professional competencies. He encouraged journalists to align with the NUJ leadership's vision, confident that the younger generation would spearhead a professional resurgence, bringing much-needed dynamism.
They are focusing on the right aspects of journalism, the emerging challenges, which are enormous. With every given day, journalists are being put to test through knowledge and assimilation of the new, what is called the new challenges, and they are coming in torrents. The latest one is the application of AI.
The guest speakers, Ken Kyunga and Taiwo Kola, highlighted during their presentation on generative AI that the media's primary role is to organize information and make it accessible to the public. They emphasized that creating precise prompts is essential, as the quality of AI outputs directly depends on the inputs provided, highlighting the need for accuracy in prompt design.
Right, it's transforming everything from agriculture to healthcare to education to everything, and it's especially transforming how media and journalism is done. People want more, and AI technology can help. The media is especially important.
The chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Comrade Akim Abbas, noted that as AI continues to reshape the journalism landscape, adaptability has emerged as an indispensable requirement. He affirmed that the training program represented a commendable initiative, aligning the organizations with the evolving demands of the profession.
With this, we feel that when we have this kind of a platform, any news item can be fact-checked on that particular platform so that you will be able to know whether it is a false story or it is genuine. We can only do that by partnering with some other platforms.
During the training, certain participants, including Chief Press Secretary to the Governor, Dr. Sulaiman Olarewaju, Chairman of BCOS, Chief Dotun Olaitan, and seasoned journalist Mrs. Bose Oyewole, advocated for journalists to integrate artificial intelligence into their work, citing its potential to increase productivity and simplify processes.
Journalists as reporters, if at the punch of the phone or the laptop, AI is doing everything. I even understand that very soon media houses will be exploring AI OAPs, So it's as much as I'm excited to embrace the new technology, I'm afraid for the future of journalists, in the new dispensation with AI and everything, But I know nothing can displace the human factor in any experiment, so we will still be in the business.
The event highlighted question and answer sessions and presentation of gifts to quiz winners. Frances Aino, BCOS News.
Another time out. Don't go away.
When malaria knocks you down, you can be sure parasites are having a party in your system.
Welcome to our new kingdom, guys.
Comel, an effective weapon against malaria. Attacking the parasite army directly to give you express relief and get you back on your feet effectively. Comel on malaria gone.
Thank you for being there. The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Seyi Makinde, has been commended for his sustained efforts in ensuring that pensioners receive their retirement benefits as and when due. Chairman of the Local Government Staff Pension Board, Honorable Akim Ige, alongside Secretary of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners, Oyo State Chapter, Comrade Olusegun Abaton, made this known while speaking on preparations for retirement. In this report, Olamide Owolabi examines the importance of retirement planning.
Retirement is a voluntary or compulsory exit from the formal labor force. It marks the conclusion of an individual's career or tenure with an organization. In Nigeria, the statutory retirement age for civil and public servants is 35 years of service or 60 years of age, whichever comes first. Professors retire at 70 years, while some other professions retire at 65 years of age. Some individuals also choose to retire after 10 years of service, having become entitled to pension benefits in order to pursue other interests. As a result, some retirees experience financial hardship with little to show for their years of service, largely due to poor savings culture. Consequently, they depend heavily on pension payments from the government or their former institutions, which are often irregular or insufficient to meet basic living needs. Speaking with BCOS News, the Secretary of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners, NUP, Oyo State Chapter, Comrade Olusegun Abaton, explained that retirement planning should begin from the first day an employee receives their appointment letter in order to ensure a smooth transition. He noted that the length of service before retirement determines the amount payable as pension, and advocated that government should organize skill acquisition programs for prospective retirees as part of retirement preparation.
35 years may look too long or big. Before you know it, 35 years will be there tomorrow, and then you start running around. Instead of running around, you will have been well stabilized before you get. If you have been working for 35 years and you have not planned for yourself to retire, and suddenly the 35 years remains one year or 3 months for you to go, there's nothing you can start doing then that will not, first of all, result into some jeopardy. The important thing that I am hammering on is that the problem pensioners used to have is that gratuities don't even come on time.
Also speaking on retirement, the chairman of Local Government Pension Board, Oyo State, Honorable Akim Ige, advised workers to begin active retirement planning at least 5 years ahead, noting that it would help them to have alternative sources of livelihood while engaging in activities that do not place a strain on their health. He also highlighted various measures put in place by the government to ensure a smooth and efficient retirement process for workers.
From time to time, we do sensitization and training program for all the prospective retirees, those that are about to retire, so that they will be able to know the steps to take when they are planning for retirement. Well, when it is time for retirement, you have to submit a letter to their employers. I think it's 3 months before the retirement date. They should submit a letter to the employer. We now do all the necessary documentation. There we go through all the departments here. We go through audit departments, budget department, all the departments here, because we have to know when they were at work before they retire, hope they are not on any loan. All those things we have to do the verification to know that they are not indebted. to any government agency, whatever. So, and when they finally get the clearance here, after that clearance, they complete their benefits. That is all their retirement benefits. We have something we call the competition sheet. We now give them the competition sheet. That competition sheet, we now have the details of each retirees. They have the date they resume at work, their date of birth, the length of service, the time they spend in service, the amount they are due to collect.
They encourage prospective retirees to join associations such as pensioners' unions, where they can socialize and access useful information that would help them adjust better to life after retirement. Olamide Owolabi, BCOS News.
A new executive has emerged at the Nigerian Union of Pensioners BCOS chapter following a keenly contested election held at the NUP Hall, Iliakedu Bastion, Ibadan. Mr. David Adisa was elected chairman after polling 94 votes to defeat 3 other contenders in what was described as a peaceful and transparent exercise. BCOS reporter Bemisola Adebayo reports.
The election, which attracted wide participation from members, saw Mr. David Adisa secure 94 votes ahead of Mr. Ismail Adeyemo, who secured 50 votes, Mr. Tawhid Asundemade with 18 votes, and Mr. Adewumi Ajelere, who garnered 4 votes. Other officials elected include Mr. Ogunkomi Oyewole as vice chairman, Mr. Abiodun Ipadiola as secretary, Mr. Ojuola Adeniyi as treasurer, and Mr. Adebayo Ogunkunle as auditor, alongside 5 ex-official members. The Assistant General Secretary of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners, Oyo State Chapter, Comrade Banji Kole-Osho, who monitored the exercise, described the process as orderly and a true reflection of internal democracy.
As the chairman is supposed to listen to almost every one of them, be active, so that the entitlements of every one of them will be pursued.
The newly elected executives were inaugurated immediately after the announcement of results. In his acceptance speech, Mr. David Adisa appreciated members for the trust reposed in him and pledged to run an inclusive administration anchored on transparency, accountability, and improved welfare for pensioners.
I feel highly honored that they elected me as the new chairman. I have told them that there's going to be a renewed effort towards realizing all our entitlements. The essence of this union is for the welfare of members. So, and that I will pursue.
The immediate past chairman, Engineer Solomon Akode, advised the new leadership to avoid actions capable of causing division, particularly along religious and preferential lines, urging them to sustain unity within the chapel.
They should stand as one. Secondly, ethnicity. Somebody's from my news department, programs department, or just then thirdly, they should get against them from a new political party. Politics shouldn't come in. Once you retire, we are all at the same level, and everybody is free to contest for any position.
The election marks a new chapter for the BCOS chapel of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners, as members look forward to strengthened unity and renewed advocacy under the new leadership. Bemisola Adebayo, BCOS News.
Over now to our sports desk.
Welcome to the sports segment of the evening news. My name is Toby Ajewole.
Rivers United and Eimba have put Nigeria football on the world map, and the latest IFFHS Men's Club World Ranking covering January 2021 to December 2025. Rivers United sit at 278th with 361.75 points, while Eimba are in the 421st place with 280 points. These are the only 2 Nigerian sides in the global top 500. The ranking rewards consistent performances in domestic and continental competitions. Rivers United claimed the MPFL title in the 2021-2022 season, reached the CAF Confederations Cup quarterfinals twice, and qualified for the 2025-2026 CAF Champions League group stage. Enyimba, 9-time Nigerian champions and 2-time CAF Champions League winners, lifted the MPFL in 2023 and featured strongly in CAF events. Globally, Real Madrid topped the list, followed by Manchester City, Flamengo, Paris Saint-Germain and Bayern Munich. And in other sport news, Vinicius Jr. was the hero as Real Madrid booked their spot in the Champions League last 16 with a 2-1 win over Benfica at the Bernabeu, 3-1 on aggregate. Amid pre-match focus on racism allegations from the first leg, fans displayed a No to Racism banner. Benfica took an early lead through Rafa Silva, but Aurelien Tchouameni equalized quickly with his first UEFA Champions League goal. Vinicius sealed it with a clinical 80th minute strike, his 6th in 5 games, despite Real missing injured Kylian Mbappe. Next up is Manchester City or Sporting in the round of 16. And from boxing, sparks flew at a lively London press centre for the WBO heavyweight title clash between champion Fabio Wardley and challenger Daniel Dubois. Set for May 9th at the Manchester's Co-op Live Arena, Wardley vowed to flatten Dubois, boasting of his proven power and promising a stoppage if time remains. Dubois, the former IBF champion, coming off a loss to Alexander Usyk, kept it short, saying, "Victory by knockout by any means necessary." The face-off turned tense when Dubois refused Wardley's fist bump and looked away first. Finally, in sport news tonight from tennis. Men's British #1 Jack Draper's ATP Tour return ended in the second round of the Dubai Tennis Championships. After a straight set win over Quentin Halys, the 24-year-old fell 7-5, 6-4, 6-4 to France's Arthur Rinderknech. Draper, now ranked 15th after a career high of 4th last summer, has been sidelined since August 2025 due to a bruised bone in his serving arm. He expressed pride in his comeback but couldn't convert key chances against the world number 31st, who advances to face Andrei Rublev.
And that will be all. And it's back to news around the world. My name is Toby Ajwali.
Thank you, Toby. And now to foreign scene. A Syrian official has confirmed mass escapes from a facility housing relatives of suspected ISIL fighters in northern Syria last month. This came after the withdrawal of Kadesh-led forces who had previously controlled the camp. Foreign Desk editor Folashade Akintola compared the details of these and other stories as presented by Bimbo Akobi.
Nuruddin al-Baba, the spokesman for Syria's Ministry of Interior, told reporters in Damascus on Wednesday that Syrian forces had discovered more than 138 breaches in the camp's 17-kilometer, that is about 11-mile perimeter wall. Al-Hol, located in the Asaka province near the border with Iraq, was the largest camp for relatives of suspected ISIL fighters in northeastern Syria and had been under the control of the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces (SDF). According to the SDF, the camp held more than 23,000 people before its withdrawal. The camp's residents, most of whom were children, women and older people, were not technically prisoners and most have not been accused of crimes, but they had been in de facto detention at the heavily guarded facility for years. Last month, the Syrian military drove the SDF from Swat of the north following deadly clashes amid a dispute over the integration of the Kurdish-led forces into Syrian state institutions. Under pressure, the SDF withdrew the camp on January 20, with Syrian security forces taking control a few hours later. Cuba has accused 10 people aboard the U.S.-registered speedboat it intercepted off its coast on Wednesday of planning an infiltration